Gravy, baby.
Welcome to Gravy Baby. Hello, my little beautiful gravy babies. My gravy biscuits. I just got bit by a mosquito. Welcome to New Orleans. Gravy boats. Gravy ladles.
Biscuit bitches! He was waiting for the drop. Full gravy boat this
With
week,
jelly.
babies. It's good to have you back, bud. Good to be back.
Good to be back. Good to be around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my yard. Me and DJ were talking about this earlier. Got all these toys surrounding me. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see some of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, Carly,
Hell yeah.
found that on the street. You believe that?
Wow. Somebody just
Somebody's
left
throwing that
it?
away.
Or threw
Yeah,
it
you believe
away. And it still works?
Believe that?
Wow. No, I mean, yeah, people throw away shit all the time, but damn.
Me and DJ were talking about that's only a Southerner.
Mm.
Every place in America picks up trash on the side of the road, but only in the South they go. You believe that?
Yeah.
And you did what my dad would always do. That's what I was telling DJ. My dad would always be like, yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah.
Man, you know what's cool about something like that, I guess, with kids? Like, it doesn't really have to work.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to
If
be
they're young enough.
operational. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, your imagination does most of the heavy lifting with those type of...
Well, it should.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that. He has this or a version of it, same company. I think it's a slightly different variation back home. These are supposed to light up.
Mm-hmm.
One time since he's had it for a month, has he hit it and then looked at me like, what's wrong with this thing? Once. The rest of the time, he just didn't care. And obviously, like, there's all these, like, what's the quickest way to explain? When you become a parent, like, well, first of all, your algorithm changes. They know somehow. So they start sending you stuff. And that algorithm, it's interesting for me to watch and be aware of how it works. Because when you're just, like, living your life and you haven't changed at all, I'm talking about me, I'm not casting out anyone else. You don't really process what the algorithm's doing. But as a parent, I've been very aware of it. Like, suddenly I'm getting parenting videos. At first, they were kind of right-wingy. Didn't like that. Then it started throwing me, like, too crunchy. And it was too crunchy for me, so it scaled it back. Like, I have owned this parenting algorithm to be like, oh, I like that. I think I agree with that. But that was a long-winded way to get to... You're talking the imagination. I was checking this dude out the other day. I don't remember his name. He's a psychologist, but he was talking about all the gadgets, not just screens. Everybody's talking about too much screen time. Screen time's ruining the kids. But he's like, it's not just screens. It's noises and lights. It's been going on for 20 years. We buy them all these toys that light up and make noises, and they get really excited, and they don't imagine anything. And then he said this phrase, and it stuck with me. You guys know how I get caught up on stuff because I'm so dramatic. He goes, we're stealing their childhood. And I was like, oh, Andy, we got to stop stealing his childhood. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, stealing his childhood. Throw all the toys away. We stole it. I wonder if that's what these people did.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. If it's not yelling, I mean, that was always like the thing. I remember it was always like a dick move as a parent to give another parent or another kid, because it was really a gift for the parent, something that was super loud or something that was a fuck ton of pieces and was a pain in the ass to put together. Like, those were like the three things. Like, you're a dick. And sometimes you would give it as a dick. You would be like, I gotcha. You're going to have to fucking pick all that shit up. Yep. And, but I do think there is something to be said about just like, I mean, it's the same shit with the Coco Melon and stuff. Like, those, it's like causing behavioral problems in kids and all that other shit because it's like so I feel like there's a happy medium. I think you don't want them to be fucking terrified of flashing lights or loud sounds. The world is loud, but at the same time, you want them to still have a childhood. I feel like you just gotta make sure you have the wood blocks too.
Yeah, what this guy was saying, it resonated with me. He was like, everyone says we give them too many toys, and all this research was like, don't give them too many toys. He's like, but really, it's don't give them too many flashy, loud toys.
Yeah.
Because if you give them a toy that doesn't have a light or a noise, then they'll start making their own noises, and that's what we want.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just honestly far more interesting for our listeners, especially those who don't have kids, might just be the algorithm aspect. It's been wild. I think I told y'all before, I started getting right-wing content as soon as we had a kid and moved back to Tennessee. It was like the robot inside the phone was like, all right, East Tennessee dad with that haircut, we know what this guy wants.
I don't even think they need to know your hair.
Racism.
I don't even think they need to see your haircut, dude. I think it's just going by like geo positioning. It's just like statistically this, so let's do this.
But then I was like, no, my fingers told it the truth. And now it's like, okay, he does have a kid. He just wants to know how to keep the kid from being a serial killer and a psychopath. And it'll send me stuff that like argues with the crunchies and and it's figured out I like sending those to Andy. Like, if you're a bitch, I told you. Fucking.
That's fun. Keeps nice little internal turmoil just to keep it interesting, just enough.
You believe that?
You believe that?
I'd pay a lot of money to have Rory Skull do a bit on that guy and beat him, in the bit. He's so good at becoming a Southerner.
Yep.
You believe that?
You believe that? DJ, what's the coolest thing you've ever found on the side of the road?
There was this, I kept it for years and years, and it looked like it was probably some sort of Mexican, like it was like probably made in prison. Drew remembers this thing.
Buddy, I will never forget this thing. I used to stare at it. And there was this schizophrenic artist who had a run in a museum in New York. And I became convinced for like 6 months it was that guy. It was not, but I became convinced it was.
So wait, what was it?
What would you call that? A diorama?
I guess it was a diorama.
Okay.
Yeah, man, this picture of Jesus, and like you opened it up, you could open. It was like this box, right? That had this. It was like a diorama. They had like a glass case, and you could open it up, and inside of it was this picture of Jesus. No, Mary, right? Was it Mary? Or Jesus? Really? It was somebody, and it had like this cross and this candle that lit up. You could plug it in, but around Jesus was like all these toy cars, like in a circle.
What?
It was the rarest thing I'd ever seen.
It was like really, really intricate and well done.
Yeah, really well done. Like made in prison, probably. No,
okay.
Probably not.
Mark, if you're there, real quick, just type in diorama artist foil. Because there's this guy who got really into foil who make these really intricate ones. And I just want to see if we can bring that up so you get a sense of what this was. This is not the same guy, but it's the same style. And this guy was very religious too. And that's why I became convinced for 6 months that DJ had an early original one. That this dude was traveling America, leaving dioramas in the great American rural experiment, and then ended up in New York. For 6 months I was obsessed with this. I hadn't thought about this in a long time.
Wow.
I became completely convinced DJ had an original.
It's so crazy. This left in Chickamauga on the side of the road.
Yep.
How wild. Dude, I found some crazy shit, though. I found this one time at this yard sale. I found this really cool painting, and it was just so bizarre. Like, the painting was like of these weird. It was like these people out in a field, and beside it there was like the painting wasn't great or anything, but like beside it there was like this Bible verse that said, "Why do the heathens rage, and the people imagine a vain thing," or something like that. It's a real weird Bible scripture.
Yeah.
And it was just this weird picture. But apparently this guy, I don't know how it ended up in Chickamauga, but this guy had like traveled around the world painting these pictures. Like this specific guy, I mean, it wasn't worth any money. It was like, obviously no one had invested in,
in Bible verse paintings. Yeah, it seems very neat.
But it was very
verse
dark.
coin.
Thing. It was
He said verse coin.
Yeah, verse coin. Yeah.
He was very what? Finish what you were saying though. I'm listening.
It was very dark. It was like the thing about the painting with the Bible scripture and the picture was that it was very dark and very, very
Like
Like
ominous.
whatever was going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever was.
Yeah, dude, Southern Gothic.
Yeah, very Southern Gothic, but like in a. Oh yeah, and underneath the Bible quote, it just said New Guinea, and it's like, all right,
That's a little ominous. Not even
Yeah.
Papua New Guinea, just regular
Yeah.
ass New Guinea.
just old regular ass New Guinea.
Wow.
Ah,
That's my father's name.
and then Papua New Guinea.
I remember
Oh, it's Papua
I
New Guinea.
found I was with a buddy. This is like when I was living on the road. I was actually in outside of Charlotte. I think it was like some city outside of Charlotte. I was with my buddy, and he found this huge. It was like a coastal painting, like there was like a ship in the middle, like a classic oil painting you would see at a fucking thrift store or something like that. Just big, and just a couple of Navy ships or something like that with their sails out, and he put he lived in a punk house, which is why I was staying with him. He lived in a punk house, and there was weird art everywhere. So he took this and put it on the wall, and then put like a bunch of. He had like stickers from it was like Popeyes for kids, I guess. I don't know. There was just stickers of fried chicken, and he put fried chicken stickers all over the fucking coastal painting.
Hell yeah, dude.
Super, just weird to be weird type shit. But I never found anything cool like that. It was always like furniture. In Florida, you just go around. When
Furniture's
you were poor, you
good.
just drive around and try to find furniture that wasn't broken. And that was
Yeah,
my
man.
IKEA.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you believe I threw that out?
You believe that?
Can you believe that? I threw that away. Somebody threw that away. You believe that? I figured there was going to be a Florida aspect to this. I don't know why. I mean, I guess like the Florida man stuff, but in my head, like Florida's a good place to go furniture picking.
Oh yeah, I mean, like 3 apartments. I think I maybe spent $100, $200 on furniture because everything else was just pieced together. And I think, that's part of the reason why I think. I made this joke when DJ and I were in at the what's the name of the Bristol. When I was there, I think that's one of the reasons like old folks can't stand our generation is because we stole all their hobbies. We buy all the shit out of the antique stores and thrift stores and fucking go to bed at 7 p.m. and crochet and knit. Like, this is all old people shit.
I thought you were going to say we stole all their shit.
I mean, that too.
Well, they should have left it outside.
I mean, I was going to say, every single millennial I know, there isn't, all the furniture don't match or anything. It's either cheap Amazon furniture or it's found furniture. And the found shit is usually way better quality. Because it's actual wood, not particle
I lived
board.
in Australia.
You lived in Australia?
Right. Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
After college, before law school, I spent almost a year there. And we furnished, there were 5 of us living in a 3-bedroom apartment. And we furnished
Wait, why
a 3-bedroom
did you go
apartment.
to Australia? Just cause? Was that
just
your
'cause,
quote unquote traveling abroad? Like how people backpack in Europe in between high school or whatever? Was that your thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd already done, so I studied, I lived in South Africa too. I was like very close to being on the path of being like one of those dudes. Like I was going to be a 38-year-old bartender at a hostel. God damn, I love Brazilian chicks, dude.
What's not to love? Jesus Christ.
Buddy, I can only think of 2 things, and I kind of like those parts too. Don't make me say what they are. Everybody sound racist. One of them was definitely violence. But yeah, we furnished a 3-bedroom, other than the TV, all from just like driving around. Even our mattresses, which we were young and stupid, but I think we justified it like rich people don't get bed bugs. They just get new shit all the time. But the dumbest thing I did, I just remembered this when you were talking about that. I got what was essentially a cot, like a single bed, like army cot style, but it was like well made with thick wood. And it had a built-in box spring, no mattress with it. And then I got a piece of foam and cut the foam to fit it and slip on foam for the rest of my time there. Because in my head, all my loser friends were sleeping on the floor on mattresses, like fucking, like the flop
You're
house we were
elevated,
living
baby.
in.
Yeah, exactly. You're elevated,
And I was
baby.
elevated. Like they had like a king bed. One of them did, and the other ones had fulls. And I was sleeping like this every time I had hooked up with a girl. I had to get Luke to just let me use his bed.
Mm-hmm.
Why would anyone hook up with me? I mean, I guess I didn't tell him it was Luke's bed.
Yeah.
Anyway, good times, guys. Good times. We got full couches. We got a ping pong table.
Wow.
We brought a fucking ping pong table on top of a van back to our apartment up a hill, walked it up 3 flights of stairs. We had the balcony style. One time, our buddy Ben went home with the keys and passed out, locked us out, and we climbed all of our neighbors' balconies at like 3 a.m. drunk, waking no one up somehow. You couldn't do that in America. You get shot. Yeah, good times.
I always hated whenever somebody they try to do like I wouldn't say an artful spin, because a lot of times it wasn't art. It all looked the same. But when they would try to do, and maybe this was like before Etsy and like Pinterest were super big, so maybe they didn't know it was fucking hacky, but they would just take found furniture and turn it into fucking Hobby Lobby looking furniture. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like they would make it all
for
like
themselves or to sell.
To sell.
Yeah, I hated that.
You know where
too.
they would like glue Scrabble pieces on the thing to be like dishes or I don't know, or
yes,
like home and shit like that. They would always just they were like take a cool piece of found furniture and fucking ruin it. I hated that shit.
I didn't mind it if they weren't selling it, because it was like, all right, you're poor and this is what you wanted your house to look like.
Yeah, but they still ended up spending what they would have spent on that, on the piece of furniture to make it uglier. On the fucking chalk paint and the whatever whatever.
They're walking out of Joann's with like a $200 bill.
Yeah, exactly. To get the paint that the curls to make it look like it's older, or that fake barnyard shit fucking irks the fuck out of me. I can't stand it. And I know without a doubt, statistically, some people that listen to this are into that, and I'm so sorry. But if not for me, I will burn it before I put it in my house.
I built a whole closer around that. My first tour with Well Red, it was about like people taking over Southern stuff, but it started with like barnwood shit. That was the first thing. I think I was in a restaurant, and then I was like, our bar is made out of barnwood. And I literally thought, well, then there's poop in it, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
There's poop on the walls of a barn. And then it kind of went from there. I don't. It's like, but
we washed it real good.
Yeah.
We used Clorox wipes.
Like, culture comes from the bottom up. By bottom, I mean class-wise, and I don't mean to say it like that. It's just like the low, quote-unquote, lower class. It always has. So it's why like rich people have holes in their jeans and steel-toes boots. It's like a barn used to be the thing you just kind of put up.
Yeah.
With the leftover wood, because you didn't want to spend all your money on the animals. It's always been that way. It's always been that middle class, especially, and then new money, upper class, tries to look cool, and they dress like the poor people had to 10 years ago.
Yeah. There's a lot of that too, where they try to, that would go into my bit where I don't like where rich people take poor people shit, where it's just like, you already have access to better quality shit. Let us have our fucking making the best of it shit, man. Including the barnwood. That was like...
The only one that's ever bothered me is tattoos. I don't know why, but I always felt like this new movement where rich people got these tattoos, something about that, I'm like, and I don't even have a lot of tattoos. I didn't feel it personally. Something about that was a bridge too far for me. I don't know what. I can't defend that.
Yeah. I guess for me, it's like that Magnolia home. That bitch is always using that aesthetic in people's houses and refuses to, interior design for gay people. Fuck that bitch. But aside from...
Oh, it's all annoying.
Yeah.
It's all annoying. The tattoo one actually makes me genuinely angry, not just like stage angry to
Yeah.
do the bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because it's like, I don't know. I can't. I'll think on it. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I mean, the argument there is you have the money to buy real art, you fuck. We have to get a drawing on our skin to be able to afford the art. It's way cheaper. We're not dropping $8,000 on this mural you can have in your fucking house. I gotta get a tiny version on my forearm. Go fuck yourself, dude. I mean, the example I used was oxtail because it was the oxtail's the closest part to the asshole, so they were like, give it to the poors. And then someone's great grandmother made it delicious, and I don't know what rich prick found out about it, but now it's $49 fucking for oxtail. It's the same thing with lobster. They used to feed lobster to fucking prisoners. Same shit.
Fishermen. Yep. Bottom feeders.
And now it's
the lobster.
Yeah.
And the rich people.
Exactly. Fucking bugs. Maybe we should start calling them that. We should start calling them bugs.
Trey calls them water bugs. DJ,
I
you got any thoughts on any of this?
I live in a camper with a goat, man. What's fucking
yeah, baby.
Right.
I know that's why we wanted to throw to you. I didn't want to say let's throw to our resident poor in the field. But you got any thoughts on it?
Somewhere else to do something else with like
I know what.
But no, this is my choice. So I just think everybody should have their choice and be happy.
You don't have any thoughts or feelings when the rich do that sort of thing?
Nah, man. I got some feelings towards the rich, and that's so far down the fucking bottom of the rung.
Yeah, I hear that.
That's not even.
You know what? I think that is what ties into a little bit the tattoo thing. I think it was like working class folks, prisoner, whoever used to get tattoos. It was like a complete like acceptance that they'd never be a banker, acceptance that they'd never live in that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Now, like even rich people in these neighborhoods, they got neck tattoos and shit, and it's like there's no way. And I don't do this personally. Like it's not something I want to do. But if you're 20 and you really want to show the world you don't give a fuck, you really want people to know you don't. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You get a neck tattoo, you just look like a fuck. You took that from them.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting mad again for no reason.
Yeah.
It feels more important than fashion, but maybe it's not. Maybe nothing's important other than
But that's the problem is they think about it
Food.
like fashion.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I live in an alley.
But then,
Yeah,
then again, I will say, in defense, they could have built their own money and had that neck tattoo when they were 22. You know what I'm saying? It could have been very much the hippies of the 70s became the right wingers of today. Like they're very possible. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely possible. But fresh ink, once you have the money in the bank, fuck off.
There's a NFL quarterback, Dak Prescott. He got a full back tattoo. He got put under anesthesia to get it, and they did it in like 4 hours.
Uh-huh.
And I remember that was being a thing on Reddit. Some people being like, that's fine. Why wouldn't you want to do that? And other people being like, well, it feels like cheating. And then a lot of people, to their credit, were like, I don't know if I can defend that. It just feels like he cheated, like he didn't hurt. I don't know. I'm not into the tattoo world much, like so I don't know.
Getting it done under anesthesia still isn't going to do anything about the healing process of it. And that's where, oh my God, your whole back, like Jesus Christ.
That's
dude.
a lot of pain all at once.
How fucking sore, like it's going to sit in and then it's going to be so itchy.
Oh, the whole back.
The whole back.
He's going to be fucking
a sleeve.
Bare necessities rubbing his back on every corner of the house.
Geez.
Yeah.
Might have been a leg, by the way. I'm hazy with the details.
That's too. That's like if you like. I don't know. I think that there's like I think people know what they're doing by getting it in like. But if you don't have time to do it and you got the money to do it, I guess go ahead, go out there, fucking live your life, man.
Live your life, man.
Free for all.
He does have the money to buy a back scratcher.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that what he calls his slave from Thailand?
Oh Jesus! Does he have one?
Let's pull the
Gee, I
ink out
didn't
of it,
know
though,
that.
right?
What the fuck?
Oh, I didn't mean he was evil. I just meant I just was thinking he could literally afford to buy a person who's a back scratcher. Is all I was thinking. I was just trying to throw aspersions on Dak Prescott, other than he chokes a lot.
Okay, cool. I was like, damn, I didn't hear that one. Fuck.
I genuinely think, I don't know if you guys will be into this or not for various reasons. I genuinely think it's one of the most interesting class conversations that does happen in America. A lot of class conversations just can't happen in like the mainstream, regular, or whatever world.
Mm.
But as far as like day-to-day people talking about class a lot, and it is very interesting to me, owners of NFL teams are billionaires.
Mhm.
Usually there's more than one, but sometimes there's like one majority owner who becomes the face of it, like Jerry Jones. Their players, this is true in the NBA too, are often black millionaires with an M. And there's always a conversation going on around the fucking water cooler about, did you see that Jimmy Butler's refusing to play in the game because he's not happy in Miami and he wants out? I wish I could refuse to go to work, but blah, 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 they won't pay me. And then another guy will be like, well, they're not paying him. And, yeah, but missing a game or two, what is that, 200,000? That's chump change to him. I wish these rich pricks would come do my job, which is a fair feeling.
Mhm.
They play a game for a living. Then somebody else goes, yeah, but they put their body on the line. They're the ones who make the money. They
Yeah.
are the most valuable employee. I think it's cool he's sticking it to the fucking owners. And I don't know. I've always been intrigued by that. There's like a little window in the class there that you can get into with, your most right-wing uncle.
Oh, it's a perfect allegory. It's great to get
Yeah.
people who don't think about this stuff to talk about this stuff. And because you get all the same responses, you get all the same answers that you would if we were talking about it on a larger scale.
Yeah, it's always just, it's the racial aspect of it is always interesting too, but it kind of often, unfortunately, is where the buck stops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, damn, I really could have wrapped your head around fucking organizing and the idea that whoever controls the means of production should be paid more. If Jimmy Butler were white, if Jimmy Butler were white, I would have had you, dude.
I mean, that's that old thing, like Kaepernick wouldn't have been an issue at all. People would have been chill if he was a better player. If he was a better player, nobody would have given him as much shit.
Yeah, they would have given him shit, but you're right, it wouldn't matter.
It wouldn't have mattered as much. They would have tolerated that progress more if he was putting up big numbers.
Well, DJ, you don't have any thoughts on NFL class
Yeah,
consciousness?
just want everybody to go and have a good time. I hope everybody's happy today. And everybody has a good, they play fair, and they
I just hope both teams have fun.
yeah, just hope both teams have fun.
The millionaires and the billionaires. I just hope they're both having a good time.
I just don't know.
together.
I thought you were gonna say I don't know why these group of millionaires don't overthrow some of these owners, because like that the fact that Jones is still in his position is fucking wild to me.
Well, the NFL owners, I mean, again, it's a very interesting window into how class works. The NFL owners, billionaires with a B, do have cohesion. They do have class solidarity, and they prevent that from happening. They protect each other. They protect the brand. There is a collective bargaining agreement. The NBA's is much stronger than the NFL, so the NBA players have a better deal.
Yeah.
Often what happens in both cases is someone like LeBron is both money-wise and clout-wise, fame-wise, the most important person in the league. Well, they just give him whatever they want, whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to sit in on the meetings. He gets to be. He's a fucking class trader. But I'm not saying LeBron James is a class trader, but I think he probably is.
Mm.
But only if you consider millionaires and billionaires to be a different class. And to be fair, LeBron James is probably a billionaire at this point. I don't want to be too much of a dork about it, but it really is interesting as a little analogy for how stuff works.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they don't overthrow the owners Carmen, is the rest of the owners have Jerry's back in that particular example, and the players don't see it as in their interest because they get paid enough. And the ones who have the power, who could actually make something happen, get paid even more.
And then there's
It's
Green
capitalism.
Bay. And then there's Green Bay.
Right.
Which is what you want.
So interesting and so cool. DJ, if you don't know, the city of Green Bay owns the team.
So there's no owner. Like,
Right.
There's no Jerry Jones.
There's a GM and people who run the team, but they are just employed by the town.
Yeah. So it's the closest thing to like in this class allegory that we're doing, the union. It's owned by the workers own the company. It's like Red Mill. By the way, if you ever see Red Mill flour on the shelves, buy it, because the employees of Red Mill own Red Mill.
Oh yeah, I did not know that. I'm not a flour buyer, but
I mean, if anybody bakes, I know we got a couple of bakers that listen to us, a couple people that fuck with baked goods.
Carmen, years ago when we were on different drugs, DJ, myself, Corey, Trey, some other people, we made a sketch about how funny it'd be if the Klan had a bake sale to raise money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, membership was down, so they're having to do a bake sale.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had this vision when you said baking of DJ going, or maybe it was Corey going, bake cake sale, get your bake cake here. And by the way, Carmen, the whole joke of that sketch was, it was meta, cuts to DJ, he's in a clown costume. And then they keep the sketch going for a second, and then finally Corey goes, I'm sorry, what are we doing again? And the idea was DJ had misunderstood and brought his clown outfit to the Klan sketch and was just trying to make it work. God damn, we were fucked up, dude.
Bake cake sale. Oof, what a good line.
Were we going to adopt a highway or something?
That was the first sketch, yeah.
That's right.
And Waylon played the government.
Clown.
Yeah, Clown was the second sketch, is the one I was just referencing. That's what you were saying to Corey. You were, Clown. It sounds the same, Corey. And then Corey starts smoking a cigarette under his hood. And then this is so funny. A person walked by while we were filming. He's got his hood up, smoking a cigarette, and he just goes, hey, how you doing? Yeah. Oh, man. They shouldn't have gave us meth. They should have gave us a show. Yeah. The other one, the first sketch, was y'all were trying to adopt a highway, and Waylon played the government, and he wouldn't let you. And,
That's right.
But we hit it. It was like one of those where you hide the ball. It was like, why can't we adopt a highway? And then finally, towards the end of the sketch, you realize it's the Klan.
Oh,
Well, anyway.
man, you said bake sale, that made me think of it. I was at the farmer's market this weekend, and there were these kids trying to like raise money for basketball or some bullshit, and I was like, dude, there's petitioners here for Gaza, dog. You ain't gonna make a dent in this motherfucker. Like,
In this economy?
nobody gives a fuck about your basketball, kid. Any money's going to these Gaza kids that are pushing it. They were like in their 20s too, hot people. Like I think they took a page out of the Scientology book and we're like, this is how we get actual help for fucking Gaza, dude.
I think you just, if you're on the right side of history, you just look better. Look how fucking good we look. Hey-o. Evil makes you ugly. Yeah, that's like a funny sketch too, to think about, like someone trying to get money for their basketball team, and then you cut to just a child with one leg.
Mm.
You're just like, wish we had one leg.
Yeah, yeah. He's gonna get all the money. He's gonna get all the.
What's gravy?
Let's see. For you guys go first, and I'll formulate a sentence without him and on. I know DJ's gravy about just everybody having a good time and just having fun and on it, and I love that. Is there anything gravy for you?
I wish abundance upon them. I wish abundance upon the besties. Then
that I hope they keep finding stuff on the side of the road. Can you believe that?
You believe
I
that?
might throw that away. Believe that? Oh man. I used to text to Rory till I got drunk and probably made him uncomfortable. I wish I'd text him right now and be like, hey dude, just turn this into a bit for me.
Please.
Dude, New Orleans has been gravy. That's a cop-out answer, but it has been. I guess here's when I really tuned out for a week and a half or so from the media. And that was nice.
I was gonna say that's probably why you're in good spirits.
Yeah, well, DJ was talking about this on a thread we were on the other day, and it was funny because he's talking about it, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go do that." Then you tune back in and you feel crazy.
Yeah,
because it's like it's only been 7 days, but
yeah.
what a 7 days it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure.
I will say this: I got on Facebook Marketplace. Teslas look like they're cheap, so I might be getting me one. It looks like we've really driven the demand down,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of like when my mom went out and bought Paula Deen cookware because it was 10%.
Yeah.
It was 90% off. I'm trying to get that Paula Deen deal on these Teslas. Give me that Nazi discount.
You don't want. They're glued together. You don't want that.
You know what
Dude,
that?
I love arguing with like right-wing people about it because they're like, it will always come at you with like, well, I thought lefties loved that shit. And I was like, yeah, they did until like every other tweet the dude calls some fucking idiot maniac left. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you guys only want to save the world and not, but you can't be a Nazi? Yeah.
Yeah. But like even if you just take all that away from it, like he is constantly on Twitter calling like leftists like the R slur and fucking telling them that they're weak and stupid. It's like, well, who the fuck? Like, what kind of sales pitch is that? Not to mention the fact that I mean the car just sucks, and it's. I saw one out here in the wood.
You talking about the truck or the car?
The truck. The
Yeah.
truck does not
Sure.
belong in the fucking woods, man.
It don't belong nowhere.
Well, no, it doesn't. You're right.
It's
But it's so hideous.
It
It's
belongs
so
in front of
ugly.
a CrossFit gym. That's the only place I've found that it says do leg day, bitch, spray painted on the side of it. I mean,
Carmen, that
Just
deserved more from both of us. I think it was like so true. We were like, oh fuck, it does. That deserved. I wish I could have. It almost like hurt instead of making me laugh. I wish I could have given you what you deserved on that observation because that's completely true. If you see whatever, you're not gonna blink. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's part of the gym. It's the sauna. Probably.
Yeah. That's it.
That's the big tire you have to drag around the yard because since now they're
Yeah,
recalled, you gotta. They
and-
just.
You gotta rip the door off. But yeah, I want one of the cars though. I want them to keep going down in price so you can get a used one for about $8,000.
Mm.
Dude, I want one of those BYD. Dude, China, the BYDs, man. I bet. Dude,
Bring your dick. Was it?
build your
producer-
dream is actually what it. Build your dream.
Way back.
Producer Mark says that's very bad.
BYD?
Yeah.
Uh,
Why?
Is he a victim to the propaganda of the
victim?
Western media?
He said it's a whole long thing. Can you give us a cliff notes? This is very salacious to be like it's bad and then not give me anything afterwards.
well, I'm basing this purely on I Show Speed. Like he's in China. I've been watching his streams. I love that kid. The kid's fantastic. He got it.
DJ's become a Twitch stream fan.
Yeah, I watch a lot of Twitch. Yeah, I do. I enjoy it. It's like
As long as you're having a good time.
that's it.
Producer Mark has been at the factory as a consultant, and he said he would never get in one.
A BYD?
Yeah.
BYD. Well, all right.
Damn, I didn't know he had insider information. He probably said, did you have to sign an NDA
Listen,
at
I'll never be
BYD?
able to afford one. I'm not
He
gonna.
just said middle finger to the NDA for us.
Oh, yeah. His name's not even Mark. He planned this years ago. When he first met us, he was like, my name is Mark.
Yeah, Merrick. Merrick. Yeah, my name's Merrick.
Merrick Garland?
Merrick from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, yeah, dude. Dude, chicks who were into Buffy the Vampire Slayer at my high school put out. That is just 10 out of 10 every time they did.
Yeah, I liked. This is a hot take, and this will upset people. I liked the movie with the Valley Girl more than I liked the series.
Paul Rubin was so good in that movie.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah,
hilarious, dude. He was so funny.
funny.
The way he died.
So funny. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He rules.
Yeah.
Remember when he
And
jacked
also-
off in front of dudes at a place you're supposed to jack off in front of dudes, and they tried to make him out to be a weirdo?
Right? It was so weird. He jerked off at a jerk off.
Well, it was
Place.
just a place to arrest gay people. Like it was the cops were just stinging the gays.
Yeah. Fuck off.
And it is technically illegal to jack off in a movie theater, even if it is full of adults.
But we really overplayed that. We really they really overdid it. Like they really sensationalized jacking off. But there was a whole thing of that. Everybody was
That's what
jacking
I'm
off,
saying.
right?
A movie theater in West Hollywood, like,
right?
dude.
Right?
Right. Right. Check it out. You're in the planet.
I fucked in a movie theater. That's probably worse.
That is worse.
So
That's so bad.
I mean, it's in terms of a crime because it's two people.
mm.
That's all I'm saying, guys. I don't want anyone coming at me in any direction. I'm just saying it is worse because it's two people getting arrested.
Yeah.
I've worked in a movie theater, and I can honestly say that that's actually pretty common. People fucking in there and doing things. I don't know how they are about it now. Probably pretty policey about it, but back in the day, it was definitely a thing.
Yeah, man. People are pretty policey about it. And I think overall that's better than not be. But, on a certain day, you can convince me. You know what I'm saying?
If it's full, and like the theater wasn't full, right? It was just like y'all in the back.
Yeah.
It wasn't like kids beside you or whatever.
No, it was
Right.
it was
Of
fucked up
course
too because it
not.
was to the movie 23. The movie, the number 23 or whatever, that fucked up
Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey movie. Yeah. I checked out
he
so
was
early
on a run,
on.
dude.
And it was an empty, and it was an empty theater. It was like I went to the Dollar Theater. That's definitely where you fuck.
It's full.
Yeah.
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 It's
Pretty
fine.
fucked, yeah,
I
pretty
was
fucked.
Florida.
too poor to get a hotel room, so the paid $2 to go see a movie.
Yeah.
Fucking knocked
It
it,
was
out.
probably
I think
97 degrees outside.
it was maybe worse, and it was
Yeah.
a room with AC, and there wasn't enough people in there for me to give a shit. We did it in the back.
And-
Nobody was looking, but we
They
weren't.
get a
You
little
know,
snack when you're done. Get a little snack when you're done.
yeah, get some
Yeah.
raisinets,
You're like watching
dog.
the movie, like what the fuck's going on?
What happened
What the
now?
fuck is
What did I
this?
miss?
Are you?
Jesus, he's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
This
Dude,
is
that'd be
not
a
the Jim
hilarious way
Carrey
to
movie
get
I thought it
dumped.
would be.
It'd be such a funny way to get dumped. It's like, yeah, he dumped me as soon as I put out, and then cut to him talking to his boys. It was awesome, dude. I thought we were gonna get married, and then she just asked a billion fucking questions, and I'm like, we're watching the same movie, lady. I don't know either. Anyway, back on my bullshit. Obviously, no one should have to see something they don't consent to, especially kids. That goes without saying. But all right, here's a perfect example. Burning Man. It's been apparently like a huge conversation the last 4 or 5 years. There's a lot of nudity there,
Mhm.
and then apparently a lot of people are like, "I didn't consent to see that," and I'm sort of like, "You did. You came to
did.
Burning Man.
You did.
Yeah.
You didn't
That's like
consent to see people
to me,
fucking in the
that's
street.
the same thing
I'll
like
give you
going
that.
to a strip club and being mad that you see scantily clad women. Like it just doesn't.
Thank you.
It's just that's a different. Or again, going to a gay club that like there's a story. I remember the first time my dad took my mom on a date to a gay club. It was over Halloween, and he was just like, "Hey, while you're here, you're gonna probably see dick." Like it's Halloween at a gay club, so just and then then my mom saw a dude get blown in the hallway, and then she was like, "Oh, this must have been what he was talking about," and she wasn't like, "What the fuck? There's gay men being gay here." Like if a place where some shit is popping off because that's what happens at the place, you can't be like, "Change the world because I'm uncomfortable." That's like
Okay,
that's
two things.
Okay.
Two things.
sorry.
We're touching on the conversation around pride parades, where it is a little trickier because it's like, all right, maybe I didn't bring my kid to the Pride Parade. Maybe I was just bringing my kid to get ice cream.
Mm.
And I want to talk about that. But hold on, your dad, we're talking about, we got mushrooms growing in the backyard, Dad. He's also going on dates at the gay bar on Halloween.
Yeah, well, he went. Well, they had went to like a bar because
Yeah.
my parents used to party, and they used to they were at a bar,
Sure.
and it was just lame. And my dad's like, we should go to the gay bar. The party is always better at the gay bar
How did he know that?
because he used to party everywhere. He used to go
And
to the
that's
gay bar.
like, for his time, that's like really forward, you know?
Yeah,
That's really,
I know. Well, it was because he
Hell
was
yeah,
like,
dude.
there's not a lot of straight guys there. There's a lot of women there. My dad was a womanizer for a while. You know, he was
your
very
dad was
charming.
pulling chicks
Yes,
at the gay club.
yes. So now that he was like
Before
with the lady he
time.
liked, he's like,
Sucks
let
when
me
you-
show you how much fun this place is. Because my dad also liked to dance.
It sucks when you know other stuff about a person.
What? Why? What do you mean?
Like I know other stories about your dad and you that I don't like, but like the
Sure.
last couple of weeks he's been batting 1,000 for me.
No. Cool dude, bad
The
dad.
mushroom.
Cool dude, bad dad. Cool dude, bad dad.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Great
Should have been an uncle.
Fun. Yes, he should have been an
uncle.
uncle. He absolutely should have been.
If
an
you had
uncle.
fist fought your uncle, everybody would be like, "Damn, your uncle taught you how to fight."
Yeah. Exactly.
Your uncle was a feminist because he treated you like you're equal.
Yeah. Here's your coming of age story. Well, that's like one of the things like they had all these stories and stuff, and I don't know, maybe there was some resentment towards me because all of that stuff went away, you know, when you're talking to a narcissist. He was an overt narcissist. So it was like, I mean, he was always trying to be fun because that was the way he would get his attention and praise and stuff. So he's very performative, and the performance is usually good.
Yeah, I got a buddy like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's a trial lawyer and he's great at it.
Yep. Oh, I bet. He would. 'Cause-
Well.
Yeah. Who knew people could be well-rounded in good and bad? But yeah, he.
Not me. I didn't know that. I grew up on the internet.
Yeah, it's not all one or the other. Some people are pretty gray. And then
I just keep thinking about going to gay bars with your dad now. And I'm sad I'm not going to get to.
Well, he liked to dance, so he would go to
Me
a lot of
too.
salsa clubs. Yeah, and he would go there he'd go to the gay clubs to dance. Cause guess what? There's dudes
just
on the
wanna
dance
dance.
floor. There's dudes on the dance floor dancing. He could dance by himself. You know, he just liked to dance. So he used to go there all the time. And then
You
he
think
would
it's
pick up
possible?
chicks. Yeah.
You think it's possible he was picking up dudes, and even though he was as forward as he was, the era he comes from, he just couldn't say it to you?
Man, I wish he was that cool. No, I think he's too. There's too much Latin misogyny there. I think it was definitely
But that
more.
could be the reason that he can't say it.
Sure. But I also think that the narcissism is what it derails me from that. He would
Right,
he would
just
want to
be so
have whatever
narcissistic
he
he wouldn't care.
wanted. You know, he would want it regardless. And I think
Yeah.
he would have made it a big spectacle, and then he would like, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's
We know how they do, Carmen. You can say it. The gay men are always making it a huge spectacle.
No, I meant
We get
I
it,
meant
Carmen.
narcissists, not gay men. My narcissists.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Overt ones, especially. So I think that would have
realized-
mattered too
well,
much.
never mind.
You just realized what?
I think like most groups that get grouped together,
Mm-hmm.
gay men being definitely close to the top of that list, they get represented by their narcissists, don't they? They're overt narcissists. 'Cause it's like that's who everybody sees.
Yeah, I would say so. That's why a lot of times, even when people are trying to do something selfless, if it's coming out of a selfish person's mouth, the credibility kind of gets taken away. Where you could just tell somebody's like, you know, the people at the BLM protests that were just taking selfies and just shit like that, you know. Then that also spins a narrative because it's like, oh, these people don't even really care about this, blah 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 blah. So you always get those. there's a misrepresentation of the things that are actually happening. That's kind of why, like, with things getting as bad as they are, more and more people are doing it that are not like that are being forced to talk about these things and being forced to be the person who are in the microphone. And I think that is helping with, I don't know, recruiting people on the side of empathy. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that they're weaponizing empathy now, that it's against God? Did you guys see that? Now there's toxic empathy.
I saw Elon say it was the biggest weakness of liberals, and it gets used against them. I mean,
no, but I'm talking about
evangelicals.
Evangelicals are like going around making content, telling people that there's such thing as toxic empathy, because then you're having empathy for the sinners and for the people. What's it called? People who are doing the devil's bidding.
Like that.
Huh?
You should be allowed to punch people like that.
I mean, I wanted to.
No, but it's just like, it should just be legal. Like, the cop comes through, what happened? You're like, he said there's a such thing as toxic empathy, and the cop just go, oh, right, all right, you guys have a good day.
You guys have a good day.
You only hit him once, right? All right, you're good to go. You're free to go. What about him? Nah, I'm taking him in. We're not going to charge him with anything, but he needs to learn a lesson. What an insane time we live in. I mean, to a certain extent, I understand it, because I've always said this. You got to be tough to be kind. You have to be really strong to be truly empathetic. And these are weak people that you are talking about. These are some of the weakest people.
They're all going to hell. They're all going to hell. They are. Dude, did you see on that? This is what I think. A lot of things are killing me about the signal thing. But the main thing that's really just driving me insane about it, and I'm glad this came up. So is that the fucking part where they're like, yeah, we just got notice, I guess, that the top missile guy is going to his girlfriend's apartment, so we're gonna strike. Basically admitting to a war crime on top of everything else, right? They don't have this person's name or anything. It's just the top missile guy, which they didn't even apparently get, but they're striking this fucking apartment building full of fucking people, innocent people, children, and fucking J.D. Vance says, I'll pray for victory. And it's like, victory? You're praying for, like, you're not even in a fight. You're like, you're not even, who are you, victory against who? Like, what are you doing, you coward, murdering bastards? They're all going to hell. They're all 100%. 100% going to hell. Anyway, that's no credit. Pray for victory. Victory?
Yeah, you're praying for a bunch of people to die. And by the way, for everybody listening and not keeping up with stuff, he did not die. They did not kill the allegedly, supposedly evil guy. They just blew up a building.
They just fucking killed a bunch of people for no reason. And it was just a war crime. And they admitted it. You're targeting one person. And if you have that type of targeting, why did you kill the motherfucker before he went into the goddamn fucking residential area? Why did you wait?
Come on, man.
Fucking murdering, fucking
There's no snipers. No snipers exist. It just makes no sense to me, dude. Or maybe did they gut it?
Outside of like a covert mission with like spies and shit, and let's not forget that administration's been on the attack against the CIA for some time now. But that's what I'm saying.
Is it because they're against the CIA, so now they don't have a sneaky sniper that can go and fucking kill a motherfucker by themselves? Is that what it is?
And you can't send in the military without Congress still. We still have like this weird, like you can hit a button, it's an executive order, but you can't send actual people. It's all fucked, guys. Let me tell you something. Don't read the news. Burn Teslas. Bring them to my house. I'll burn them for you. I'm gonna keep it. I have to go. My phone is on 4% and it's 2:00. I realize we didn't quite get to an hour because we started a little late, but I got to go do a thing. And literally my phone's about to die. The scariest thing to me though, about all that, I don't think it's exactly real. I think they leaked it on purpose because of the way they were talking. But the
Me too.
scariest thing is, if that's not the case, that means JD Vance is really like that, or at least feels he has to pretend to be that way in front of those people. That is the scariest thing I could even possibly like. I've known my whole life in my core that behind closed doors, they were like not talking about prayer. If they actually believe they're like weapons of the Almighty,
Yeah.
we're all going to hell.
Yeah.
We're already there.
Yeah, this is a hell.
And they call it victory.
But I mean,
It's
I
just
don't know,
so-
man. JD Vance seems like a bitch. I mean, with the
He's such a bitch.
with the leaked things, him bitching about Elon, about hey, what about me, all that shit. He just seems like a cuck, dude. Like in the worst ways.
He
And listen,
is.
I'm not,
You know what
and I'm
met
not,
him,
I don't mean
Carmen?
it in a kink shame way. I just mean like he doesn't have a good enough dick to fuck his wife. That's what I mean.
You know, I met him.
Yeah.
He told us to our faces, on and off mic, that Trump was Hitler.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
now
a fucking
either-
he's a
either-
he's a poser.
He either didn't
He's
mean that.
posing as a fucking
He either didn't mean that or meant it, but now doesn't care. Neither is worse. They're both like, to say that and not mean it is as bad. You know what I mean?
yeah.
All right, I love you guys.
Then to fucking
All
go
right.
support it. All
Hey,
right, I love you too. All right, guys.
I'll be praying for everyone to have a good time.
Yes, in abundance to you.
In abundance to you. You believe that?
You
In
believe that?
abundance.
Somebody's
Somebody
gonna throw
say
that
that
out.
word. You believe that? Somebody just let me in the signal chat. You believe that?
Guys, thank you so much for listening. You guys are wonderful. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/gravybabypod. Join the Discord as well. When's the next Conspiracy Babies?
Tonight.
Tonight.
As in Friday night.
Friday, the 28th, right? So what is it?
Tonight, yeah.
Whatever today is, the 20. What's today, Mark? 27th. So that's, yeah, it's the 28th. Tonight, Friday, the 28th.
Okay.
Join the Discord if you aren't. There should be a link for it. I'll make sure producer Mark has it. I mean, obviously, we're going to call this episode You Believe That. But thank you guys so much for listening. We love you. We appreciate you. And abundance to you, friend.
And in abundance unto you.
In abundance and to you.
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 And to you. And to you. And to you. Okay, bye.
You could stick a whole ribeye in one of your back pockets. Like,